Hello students, welcome to this module of the welder trade. In this topic, we will learn about performing butt joint on stainless steel 2 mm thickness thick sheet in flat position by dip transfer.
Objectives. At the end of this topic, you shall be able to prepare the plate as per the size 150 mm length, 50 mm width and 2 mm thickness. Set the tack welded joint in flat position. Deposit the bead with appropriate amount of filler metal. Clean the weld bead with a steel wire brush. Inspect the weld bead for any surface defects. Now, let us look at the tools required for performing butt joint on stainless steel 2 mm thick sheet in flat position by dip transfer. Tools or materials required: steel rule, ball peen hammer, half round file, tri-square, tongs, chipping hammer, steel wire brush, personal safety equipment, key or spanner, helmet type screen, angle grinder, gas regulator with flow meter, CO2 gas heater, shielding gas hoses, welding power source, wire feeders, supply of electrode wire, welding gun, shielding gas cylinder, argon gas, stainless steel sheet 2 mm thickness. Now, let us look at the preparations for performing butt joint on stainless steel 2 mm thick sheet in flat position by dip transfer. Pre-welding preparation: wear appropriate personal protective equipment PPE such as safety goggles, gloves and ear protection to safeguard against potential hazards. Make sure you work in a place with good light and ventilation. Keep ready with ruler or measuring tape and scriber on the welding table for taking measurement for cutting. Use a ruler or measuring tape to mark the desired cutting line 150 mm length, 50 mm width accurately on the stainless steel sheet 2 mm thick. Keep the hand shearing machine aligned with the marked cutting line as you continue to apply pressure. A slow and controlled cutting motion will yield the best results, preventing jagged edges and deformation of the sheet. Once the cutting process is nearing completion, pay extra attention to maintain the straightness of the cut. Slow down as you approach the end of the line to avoid any unintended overcuts. After the cut is finished, carefully examine the edges of the stainless steel sheet. File the rough edges. Clean the job surface with a stainless steel wire brush. Keep the sheet ready on the welding table to start the welding process. Start setting up of GMAW machine. Ensure that stainless steel feeder wire with correct diameter is taken. Fix the 0.8 mm diameter stainless steel wire spool in position. Lock it up and pull the wire through the guide tube, rollers, spiral and contact tip of the torch. Ensure that argon gas cylinder is fitted with flow meter. Check the machine setup before starting the welding. First, check the power supply of the GMAW machine. Check the argon gas cylinder valve and gas flow rate. Check the feeder wire machine for the correct speed. Set up the welding torch with the accessories. Check the filler wire feeder on the welding torch. Ensure that the GMAW machine is working fine. Before setting sheets as square butt joint, examine the plates for any surface bend. If any bend is observed, then straighten the cut pieces by hammering on an anvil. Once again, check the surface and proceed for the setting process. Set the sheets as a square butt joint with 1.5 mm root gap. Tack weld the sheets at either end of the sheet. Now, let us see the welding process for performing butt joint on stainless steel 2 mm thick sheet in flat position by dip transfer. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment (PPE) such as safety goggles, gloves, and ear protection to safeguard against potential hazards. Set the tack welded workpiece on the welding table in a flat position. Fix the tack welded workpiece on the backing strip in a flat position. Fix the 0.8 mm diameter stainless steel wire spool in position, lock it up and pull the wire through the guide tube, rollers, spiral and contact tip of the torch. Switch on the welding machine. First, check gas flow while starting the welding. Adjust the gas flow according to the specified flow rate. Set the gas flow rate at 8 to 10 lpm liters per minute. See the flow rate in the flow rate tube next to the opening valve of the cylinder. Ensure that the flow rate is correctly set for the welding process. Connect the torch to the positive, DC positive terminal, DCRP of the machine. Keep the welding torch in the ready position. Hold the torch in the right hand and keep the index finger on the press button of the welding torch. Slowly press the wire feeder button in the welding torch and check if the wire is coming out at a constant speed. After confirming correct working of the gas flow rate and wire feeder rate of the machine, we have to start setting the voltage for the welding process. Before setting the arc voltage, it is better to see the guidelines or user manual for setting arc voltage for welding stainless steel sheet. Same procedure is to be followed for setting the ampere. See the guidelines or user manual for setting ampere for welding stainless steel sheet. Set the arc voltage at 19 to 21 volt as required for dip transfer mode. Set the wire feed rate so as to get 90 to 100 ampere by striking the arc on a scrap plate. Use DIN 11 or 12 black or green filter glass on hand shield or helmet for the above current setting. Switch over to weld mode as indicated in the machine. Strike the arc, maintain a filler wire stick out of 8 to 10 mm from the end of the contact tip to the job as required for dip transfer mode. Strike an arc on a sample sheet and check the weld bead reinforcement. Use proper torch angles with slight weaving motion. Deposit the bead on butt joint from one end to the other end. Ensure for proper reinforcement of the weld bead. Remove spatters, if any, with a chipping hammer. Clean the joint using carbon steel wire brush. Inspect the weld bead for any surface defects. Let us now see the defects. Uneven bead, excess reinforcement, spatters, improper fusion, distortion. Safety procedure to be followed by welders. Use the anti-spatter spray as and when the torch nozzle gets clogged with weld spatters. Note that if this is not done, the wire feed may be irregular, causing an unestablished arc.
Recap. At the end of this topic, you will be able to prepare the plates as per the size 150 mm length, 50 mm width and 2 mm thickness. Set the tack welded joint in flat position. Deposit the bead with appropriate amount of filler metal. Clean the weld bed with a steel wire brush. Inspect the weld bead of any surface defects. I hope you all understood the welding process of butt joint on stainless steel 2 mm thick sheet in flat position by dip transfer. Thank you students, and let us meet in the next session. Bye.